There is a Barndominium in Texas right now that is 900 square feet on paper and feels like a 3,000 square foot home the moment you walk through the door. The ceilings soar. The light moves through every room without hitting a wall. The kitchen, the living area, and the bedroom all exist in the same open volume, and somehow none of them feel crowded. The owners paid a fraction of what a conventional home of equivalent feel would have cost them, and their neighbors still cannot figure out how they made something that small feel that generous. Today, I am walking you through 15 small Barndominiums that have cracked this code, each one under 1,200 square feet, each one designed to feel significantly larger than the number on the deed suggests. Stay to the end, because the design principles in the final few entries are the ones most builders never mention. If Barndominiums and small space design are genuinely your thing, subscribe right now and hit the notification bell. Drop a comment telling me your target square footage because I read every single one. Now, let us get into it. If Barndominiums and small space design are genuinely your thing, subscribe right now and hit the notification bell. Drop a comment telling me your target square footage because I read every single one. Now, let us get into it. Why Barndominiums feel larger than they are. Before we get into the 15, it helps to understand why this building type creates an outsized sense of space in the first place, because the answer is not magic and it is not luck. It is structural. A conventional stick-built home moves load through interior walls, which means walls have to exist in specific places regardless of what the floor plan needs. A Barndominium uses a post frame or steel frame skeleton to carry all structural loads through the perimeter, which means the interior is a completely open volume that the builder can organize however the design demands. There are no mandatory interior walls. There are no hidden structural requirements creating bottlenecks in the floor plan. The result is that even a small total square footage can flow in ways that conventionally framed homes rarely achieve, which is where the sense of spatial generosity comes from before any design choices are even made. The second factor is ceiling height. Barn-derived forms naturally produce tall eaves and steep roof pitches, which means vertical volume comes standard in a way it absolutely does not in conventional construction. That vertical space does not add to the square footage number, but it absolutely adds to how large a space feels when you are standing in it. Barndominium won the Open Ridge Line 900-footer. Our first entry is a 900 square foot build in Hill Country, Texas that achieves its spatial generosity almost entirely through one decision. A fully open ridge line running the length of the structure with no interior walls breaking the ceiling plane. From the front door, you can see every room simultaneously without any visual obstruction above the 4-foot cabinet height. The kitchen island defines the cooking zone. A low-slung sofa defines the living zone. The sleeping area is separated by a curtain rather than a wall. None of it is visible from outside as anything other than a modest barn shape on a rural property, which is precisely the point. Barndominium 2, the clerestory light collector. This 800 square foot build in the Oklahoma Panhandle uses a raised clerestory section along the roof ridge to bring natural light deep into the center of the floor plan, a light access problem that plagues small buildings without this feature. The clerestory windows face north for consistent, shadow-free illumination throughout the day. The result is a building where the center feels as bright as the perimeter, eliminating the dark core problem that makes small homes feel smaller than they are. Barndominium 3, the loft bedroom square footage extractor. This 750 square foot single-story footprint in rural Tennessee becomes effectively 1,100 square feet of usable space through a sleeping loft built over the kitchen and bathroom core. The loft sits at 8 feet above the main floor, accessible by a shipladder staircase, and because it sits above service spaces rather than living spaces, it does not reduce the ceiling height anywhere a person actually spends meaningful time. The main living area retains its full cathedral ceiling, and the additional sleeping space adds substantial livability for a fraction of the cost of expanding the footprint. Barndominium for the neutral palette volume amplifier. This 1,000 square foot Oklahoma build uses an extreme restraint in its material palette to make its interior feel substantially larger. White plastered walls, white polished concrete floors, white painted steel trusses overhead, the only color variation coming from wood tones in the cabinetry and furniture. When every surface reflects rather than absorbs light, the perceived depth of the space increases in a way that is difficult to quantify but immediately felt by anyone who walks in. This is a specific and well-documented perceptual phenomenon in interior design, and this build demonstrates it at small scale with real conviction. Barndominium 5, the glass gable end reveal. This 950 square foot Montana build places a full glass wall at the building's gable end facing a mountain view. When you enter from the opposite end and look through the interior toward that glass wall, the landscape beyond becomes part of the spatial experience of the room, effectively borrowing thousands of square feet of visual territory that the building does not own. This technique, called borrowed landscape in architectural design, is one of the most powerful small building tricks available, and this build uses it with remarkable effectiveness. Barndominium 6, the polished concrete floor reflector. This 800 square foot Arkansas build achieves a significant portion of its spatial generosity through a deeply polished concrete floor that mirrors the ceiling above it. When a ceiling is reflected in a floor, the perceived vertical space of a room doubles in a way that feels genuinely physical rather than merely optical. Combined with the natural ceiling height of the post-frame structure, this build creates a sense of vertical abundance that most buildings twice its square footage cannot match. Barndominium 7, the minimally partitioned Texas coastal build. This 1,050 square foot coastal Texas barndominium reduces all interior partitions to the absolute functional minimum. The bathroom is fully enclosed because acoustics and privacy require it. The closet is enclosed because wardrobe needs it. Everything else is open. The bedroom is separated from the living area by a freestanding bookshelf unit that provides visual division without blocking light or air movement. The kitchen exists as an island and overhead hood rather than as a defined room. The effect is a building that uses almost every square foot for living rather than allocating significant footage to walls, doors, and circulation paths that serve no direct comfort function. Barndominium 8, the dark exterior light, interior contrast builder. This 900 square foot Missouri build uses a matte charcoal metal exterior cladding that makes the building read as compact and modest from the outside, then opens into a white painted, light flooded interior that feels like a complete reversal of exterior expectations. This specific contrast between a compressed exterior presentation and a spacious interior experience is one of the most reliable small barndominium design strategies available, and this build executes it cleanly. Visitors consistently describe the transition through the front door as genuinely surprising, which is the intended effect. Barndominium 9, the multifunction furniture build. This 700 square foot Colorado mountain build treats furniture as architecture in a way that fixed wall construction cannot. A Murphy bed folds into a cabinetry wall during the day, returning approximately 80 square feet of bedroom floor area to active living use. The dining table folds from the kitchen island when needed and stows flat against the wall when not in use. The result is a building that effectively has two different floor plans, a daytime version and a sleeping version, occupying the same physical footprint. As of 2026, the quality and aesthetic sophistication of multifunction furniture has advanced substantially enough that this approach no longer reads as a compromise, but as a design choice. Barndominium 10, the extended covered porch square footage donor. This 800 square foot Texas Hill Country build solves its square footage limitation partly by simply extending its livable territory outward through a deep 12-foot covered porch running the full length of the south elevation. The porch is screened, ceiling fan equipped, and furnished as carefully as the interior. During the roughly 8 months of the year when the climate cooperates, it functions as additional living, dining, and relaxing space. The actual enclosed square footage is modest. The livable territory of the property is not. Barndominium 11, the kitchen island zone definer. This 920 square foot Georgia build uses an oversized kitchen island as the primary zone-defining device in an otherwise completely open floor plan. The island, at 10 feet long and 42 inches wide, creates a clear psychological and functional boundary between the cooking zone and the living zone without any wall. It provides seating on the living side, storage and prep space on the kitchen side, and visual anchoring throughout the room. Removing this single element would make the room feel undefined. Adding it makes the same square footage feel organized, purposeful, and substantially more generous. Barndominium 12, the high window privacy solution. This 850 square foot Tennessee build addresses one of the primary reasons small buildings sometimes feel cramped: the conflict between wanting natural light and not wanting to feel exposed. The solution is high windows positioned above the standing eye line on the building's primary walls, which bring light in without creating the panopticon feeling that lower windows at eye level can produce in a small space. High windows also push the perceived ceiling upward by drawing the eye toward the top of the wall, a perceptual trick that costs nothing in construction but contributes measurably to the spatial experience. Barndominium 13, the vertical storage wall build. This 750 square foot Oklahoma build concentrates all its storage into a single 12-foot tall built-in wall unit that runs the length of one interior gable wall. By consolidating every storage function into one deliberate floor-to-ceiling architectural element, the build frees every other surface in the building from the visual clutter and spatial intrusion that distributed storage creates. The result is a building that feels uncluttered, open, and much larger than its square footage because it has solved the storage problem architecturally rather than furniture by furniture. Barndominium 14, the interior material continuity build. This 1,000 square foot Louisiana build uses the same three materials, white plaster, white oak, and dark steel, across every interior surface without exception. The same white oak appears in the cabinetry, the flooring, the ceiling planking, and the custom furniture. The same dark steel appears in the structural columns, the cabinet hardware, and the light fixtures. When a space does not ask your eye to stop and switch between competing materials, it moves through the room continuously, making the room feel larger than it is. Material continuity is one of the most underutilized spatial tools in residential design, and this build treats it as the primary design driver. Barndominium 15, the strategic mirror placement build. Our final build is a 900 square foot Montana build that uses precisely placed mirrors to double specific views within the interior. A full-height mirror at the end of the kitchen galley doubles the perceived depth of the cooking space. A mirror on the wall opposite the glass gable end reflects the mountain view inward, creating the impression that the landscape wraps the building rather than merely faces it. Strategic mirror placement in small residential buildings is not a new idea, but the sophistication with which this build integrates mirrors as architectural elements rather than decorative afterthoughts produces a genuinely convincing spatial result. What all 15 have in common? Looking back across all 15 of these builds, a clear pattern emerges. None of them add square footage to feel larger. Every single one changes how the existing square footage is perceived through decisions about structure, light, materials, storage, and the relationship between interior and exterior. The Barndominium building type creates a structural advantage that makes these decisions easier to execute than in conventional construction, but the design intelligence comes from the people making the choices rather than from the building type alone. In 2026, with average residential construction costs in the United States running between $150 and $230 per square foot for conventional construction, a well-designed 900 square foot Barndominium that feels like 1,800 square feet is not just aesthetically successful. It is financially decisive. The value of designing for perception rather than square footage has never been more obvious or more practically relevant. From a 900 square foot Texas build with an open ridge line to a Montana Barndominium using strategic mirrors to double its mountain view. These 15 builds prove that the size number on a building is one of the least important things about how that building actually feels to live in. Design does more work than square footage ever could, and the Barndominium building type gives design room to work in ways that conventional construction rarely allows. If this gave you a clearer picture of what small can actually look like when it is done right, subscribe for more honest coverage of alternative and efficient building. Drop your square footage target in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.